Takže dneska jsem tady opět po asi 7 letech s Hookah Johnem. Navštívil jsem ho tady cca v roce 2017 a bylo to strašně super. Přijal mě, ukázal mi celý warehouse, nabil mi korunku a byl vlastně strašně super. No a teďka se vracím v roce 2023, abych se Johna zeptal na několik otázek. Takže přejdeme do angličtiny. Hello John, how
Ahoy.
are you?
How are you?
Ahoy, you remember?
Ahoy, yes.
Oh, nice. So we've traveled so far to see you again. So, what can you tell me about today's hookah culture in the US? Is it growing? Is it stagnating? What do you think?
Hookah culture in the US, I think it's stable. We still have anyone who's been smoking hookah for the past few years or many years, I believe, is still smoking hookah. New hookah smokers, that is a question. In the US, is anyone starting it new? Yeah, we see some new hookah smokers regularly. We're always hoping for it to be more and more because it's such a beautiful experience, a beautiful culture. It's fun, and the more people we can have in our community, the better.
I agree. And what are the biggest topics in your hookah community right now? Like, we need more tobacco, we have, let's say, bad lounges, we need to improve that. What's in front of you?
Okay. We can always use more products. It seems like in the old days, one product would come out and it would stay like as the product for many years. Whereas when new products come out now, they kind of go up. There's a lot of hype, and then they come down, disappear, and another one will replace that. So I believe that HMD's hookah management devices are a nice market for new innovation, and I hope to see more of those. I also hope to see more hookah pipes made because they're starting to all blend into the same, kind of.
That's true.
But in the end, what is a hookah pipe? It's just, a pipe in a glass bottle.
And it's 500 years old concept.
Yeah. So anything new, there are some new stuff, new designs out there that are pretty attractive. And hopefully we'll see something, again, more innovative. I have seen some innovative hookahs out there. And
American made?
Not American made. We need some American made ones as well. I think it's time for more of that. Speaking of that, do you consider a product made by a certain country if they manufacture it in another country? What do you think about that? For an example, let's have an American hookah, but it's made in China.
So we can say it's designed in America, so it has like your unique properties, dimensions, style and design, but I see there is no problem get it manufactured somewhere else because I think that here in the US the price for manufacturing is so high.
Correct, that is true. So we can have like an American hookah made in China, copied by China, sold to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Speaking of which, your own hookah called Soka. What's the name behind this? I heard it's some Santa Ana, California nickname.
Yes, because we did produce it, yeah, and it is exactly Santa Ana, Orange County, California. And that's where we created it, right here, right down the street. The first models were made in Santa Ana, and we're one city over. It's 1 mile away.
And do you think that Soka has a future in case like Model 2, Model 3?
We are working on that. We're working on a junior model of the Soka. It's a good thing, George, we didn't call it a Taoka, made in Tustin here where we are. Then we'd call it a Taoka. Anyways.
Nice. And regarding your other products, like the famous Hookah John bowls, you started to produce them in Ukraine. How happy are you with their craft?
Well, it's a separate line that's made in Ukraine, and this was made to be for ease of shipping and going out to Russia and the EU. Now, the quality is very good, and it just, they're like Ukrainian replicas of Hookah John bowls. We took the designs, we sat together with them, and we said, can you produce these for us using your skilled artisans and your factories and your clay? And it did pretty good. The only problem is once we launched it, it was in right before the war in Russia broke out. The war in Ukraine broke out. So it was very unfortunate because a lot of it is halted. So who knows how much more it would have been successful had the war not broken out. So it's
And the boxes
definitely
are
a shame.
lovely.
Yeah, the boxes are excellent, and the Ukrainians did an excellent job of producing our bowls for us over there.
And the logo was your idea, like you in this pose with your bowls.
Holding all the bowls, yeah. We did. We had a photo shoot and we shot a bunch of different Hookah John poses and holding different products. And
Poses.
yeah, we chose it. It's pretty. I think that one I was putting my head up like this, and it's just trying to make a character out of me, which is fun. It's not like always realistic of who I am, but it's just fun. The marketing is very fun.
And like the persona of Hookah John, is it something which naturally comes out of you, or like you've set a pose, let's say 10 years ago, and you stick to it, like your behavior, your photos, your attitude? Is it is Hookah John really your character, or is it let's say a well-picked pose?
No, for the most part, it's pretty natural. I like to, it's more of the mood I'm in at the time. There's times throughout my history where I've been serious, times I've tried to come off as something bigger and better. Other times it's more natural where I don't even care anymore. I don't care. Like my posts have been very, like, it's like according to the mood of the time. If it's slow in hookah, it's just like bland and waiting. And then, but when it's exciting, yeah,
You do your car live streams and you're super happy about anything.
yeah. I like to, and I like to do a little more personal stuff to show who I am because when I'm smoking, the majority of it is here in the office where you're sitting. At home, I smoke, but there's not much to show there. And I don't really go to hookah lounges locally, but when I travel, I do. And so I like to just be honest and show who I am. But I do have a little bit of like I get a bit self-conscious. What are people thinking about me? Do they think I'm acting? Do they think I'm trying to show a different lifestyle or than I'm portraying?
And do you like the attention of the hookah world, or sometimes you're like, oh, just leave me alone. I just want to work and be with my family.
Both. I do appreciate the attention that I get in the hookah world because it's nothing that um, distracts my personal life. In the hookah world, let's say I'm famous. Wherever I go, people recognize me. But if I just walk anywhere that's not hookah related, no one's going to know me. So I don't have any issues with that. So when it's time to go to a hookah event and people say hello to me, I love that. I really appreciate that. I have fans, but I'm not some sort of celebrity where I can't walk out in downtown anywhere and people will stop me. It does happen occasionally when it's outside the hookah world, and I love that too. But that's like two or
So
three
you're the
times.
John from the bar rescue thing.
Yeah, I've seen that. Actually, who said that earlier? There was someone here early. A customer came in. He goes, "Oh my God, I saw you on Bar Rescue." I was like, "Yeah, that was like 10 years ago, but thanks for." They keep rolling
Yeah,
too, which is great. Um, but I enjoy it all. Life is good, business is good, and
And wine is
enjoy-
good.
the wine is very good. Wine is it's a necessity. At night usually. It's too early. I know you guys have been day drinking, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll do my day drinking when I come to the Czech Republic again.
Speaking of Czech Republic, you've been there a couple months ago, and you were the part of Hookah Monk trip. And what was your experience?
Very welcoming. Czech people are very nice. It was great to go into a new country that I never would have gone to, I think, had it not been for the hookah community worldwide. So it was a great invitation. The experience was great. We went to several lounges and we also got to see the prototypes. of a new hookah product. Has it released in the Czech Republic yet?
I don't think so, but we are getting to it. And yeah, what do you think about the
Hookah
whole
monk.
concept of hookah monk?
Oh yeah, I think it's a excellent concept, and because a lot of the newer hookahs that I'm seeing around the world that are not in a traditionalist community are going modern, and they're trying to come up with innovations. So with the innovation of
27 blows of smoke. It's not innovation, it's a gimmick for me. But
I didn't understand that part. Could you explain?
You know about the modern style innovations. Sometimes the innovations,
just the purge.
yeah,
Yeah,
the innovations are for me just a gimmick. But as we spoke recently, it's just a simple concept. You can't do much about it because we have what, like 20, 30 years of a modern hookah history, and what's your
Well, Hookah Monk did it. They removed the necessity of charcoal, so now it's on electricity, which is a very difficult thing to do because we've tried this as well, and we've had uh, engineers looking into it, and they were having a lot of problems with it. I'm sure it can be done. It will be very costly, um, basically to heat your shisha with electricity. Uh, is it necessary? It's just cool and innovative. Will it take over hookah as we know it? I don't think so. But again, it will.
good alternative?
It's an alternative, and it will take it to certain markets where you can't light charcoal. Say
Boats,
inside, yeah, boats,
casinos.
yeah, inside hotel rooms, um, anywhere where lighting up charcoal isn't um, feasible.
And is hookah monk something you would recommend? Like, do you like the taste of the tobacco? Because we are used to a little scent of charcoal, and it gives our bowls character, let's say. But when you smoke on electricity, the flavor output is different.
Yeah, of course. I would recommend that uh, hookah smokers interested in it, go try it at a lounge that's serving it. I know I went to several places in the Czech Republic, and so they'd have like one or two available that you could try. So definitely try it. They will explain it to you and see if it's your thing. And if you like it, purchase it for home use. Yeah.
Right now, what are Hookah John's top hookah flavors to smoke every day?
Every day. I don't know. I ask the guys, make me a hookah. They're like, what do you want? And I say, just choose it. I don't have many top flavors. It's always a citrus flavor, a lime or a lemon, put some mint in there.
We
I'm
are on
very
the same
simple.
page.
Yeah, I'm very simple when it comes to that. But I'll give you an example. If I go to a lounge and they ask me, what would I like to smoke? And it's a good lounge, meaning they have some hookah masters working there. I will ask them to make me what their specialty is. Or I'll see the person preparing the hookah. I'll say, make me your favorite. I'm open. I won't say, I'm not very picky when it comes to going out. It's like, I'm not like the type of guy who goes into a steak restaurant and asks them to make me sushi, because I like steak, or sorry, because I only like sushi and I want them to cater to me. No, I want to, if I go to your establishment, make me your specialty.
You have a famous quote. Let's throw it in there. Is it still working for you, or you stepped up your game?
Well, it works for me. Stepping up my game. You're talking about
Like in
packing
terms
the
of
bowl?
packing, mixology.
No, I did come up with something that I want to share soon, and it's very easy. It's not a secret that I've been liking lately. In the U.S., we've been introduced to some Russian tobacco brands. Fine. There's a lot of hype over it, and they're doing a good job. For me, my brand of choice is Tangiers. Um, so I haven't made a switch over to Russian hookah tobacco, even though it's good. I'm still experimenting with. But one of my experiments is when you take your bowl, your round bowl, make it into 4 quarters of flavors. Two flavors opposite of each other will be Tangiers, and the other two flavors opposite will be um, a Russian brand. I'm trying
Mazda, Blackburn.
Blackburn and all these. And always, though, as a suggestion, and this is not rocket science, people think they're coming up with mixes, add cane mint. It's, of course, add cane mint. Okay, cane mint will make any flavor better. So one of your quarters, when you choose a quarter of cane mint by Tangiers, choose any other flavor by Tangiers, and then randomly choose 2 other Russian brands or flavors. And they've been coming out really, really good. And
So
I've
right
been
now
liking
it's your day-to-day hookah. Like you're experimenting with Russian brands, but always at cane mint and some other Tangier
it.
flavor.
Oh yeah. You can add cane mint to the driest, worst tobacco and it'll smoke excellent.
Do you remember first time trying cane mint?
Yes, I probably because I still have the same opinion. I don't like cane mint straight. Like I will not pack a full bowl of cane mint. I don't like it. I don't like the flavor or the intensity of how minty it is. But I put cane mint in just about every bowl.
Great
Whether it's
mixer for you.
great mixer, 10 to 20%. It just makes it cooler, and at that point, I really like it.
Can you share with us your very first hookah experience, if you remember?
Where I was smoking or where I saw it?
Smoking. Like your very first hookah, if you remember.
I remember it was probably in Lebanon in the mid 90s. I had seen it around everywhere. It was in all the cafes there in the 90s before it was common in the US. So I think we were on, uh, I forget the name of the Grand Cafe in Beirut overlooking the Mediterranean and the Raushi. And you get there and you ask for a hookah. They wouldn't even ask you what flavor. They'd ask you if you want molasses or
Jurak, tombak.
Tumbak, yeah, ajame, they call it.
Mhm.
And so I think about it. I'm like, no, the flavored molasses one, the one that most people are smoking. And it was excellent. I liked it. It didn't get me hooked right away, but I would use it occasionally when we'd go out because I didn't have my own hookah. I didn't know how to set it up. It was something intriguing and fascinating and attractive. But I never thought that I would actually make it a hobby or make it something that I would use regularly.
So at what point have you realized that you can do a hookah business?
Wow, that's a long story. I do hookah business. that I'd rather not go into that. That's a lot. It's been discussed so many times before.
Mhm.
Getting into business was mainly out of a financial need and trying to do something that I thought I was good at um, to replace the current job that I had at the time, where our economy crashed in the U.S. I was smoking hookah every night, thinking, what can I do next? And I thought, why don't I try to introduce hookah to the United States? I didn't know that there was plenty of hookah already in the United States at the time, but it was a great time for me to get into the market, and it was supposed to be temporary, and it's been 15 years, so I don't think it's temporary anymore.
Nowadays, is there something on the contrary which could push you out of the hookah business?
Uh, there are a lot of challenges, and it's mainly government entities. To push out completely, I don't think so. It's a big world, and the markets are good out there. They're stable, but yeah, we just have to work with certain government entities and try to work together with them to see if there's a reasonable way. Like, for example, it's always been super high taxes, let's say in Australia, where a quarter kilo of tobacco can cost you $150. I mean, it's ridiculous. I know the country wants their taxes, but instead of trying to punish the whole industry, let it thrive, bring your taxes to a normal rate, which is pretty much here in the US. It makes it affordable, and you'll see how much more volume there is. And then you won't have to try to go after uh, people that are tempted to smuggle it and evade those taxes. So there's a lot of challenges, but I mean, the government's always a challenge. But there's always, you have to look at it positively, and what these guys are doing with National Hookah Association and working with the government to try to convince them that we're okay, we're doing good.
And the biggest threat is like a flavor ban.
Yeah, that's one of them.
We also fight it in Europe.
Yeah, flavor ban, just any type of smoking bans. I haven't seen a cigarette smoking ban anywhere, but they're trying to ban um, hookah tobacco, which I think is a lot more pleasant, even for the people sitting around who are not smoking. Um, you can't tell if we cleared the hookahs out of here now. and you come back tomorrow, you will not even know that anyone's smoking here.
Yeah, that's true. Here in the US, there are some specific states which makes it even harder, right? Like, for example, it's banned to have a hookah cafes and stuff like that.
Yeah, the US is very big, and there's a lot of different localities as far as government uh,
Is there
involvement.
is there a state where you can't sell?
Where we can't sell?
Yeah.
There are a few states that we don't sell hookah tobacco to. They try to keep it for their local businesses to import and sell there. But it's not fully banned anywhere. I don't know. Do you guys know of anywhere it's fully banned?
You have some municipalities like Beverly Hills, which ban all tobacco with their city base. Manhattan Beach as well.
There's no states.
There's no
Right.
state that have a full ban. You have like the full flavor ban in Massachusetts with the exemption for hookah lounges that were grandfathered, but they still have no place to purchase it.
So there's a lot of details, and I don't know if you could hear George talking about it, but there are a lot of local municipalities, or what we say here are cities in the US that ban it, but there haven't been any statewide bans. Some that are bans on certain aspects of it. You can't sell it, but you can go to a hookah lounge and smoke it. And that's what these guys are doing too, is trying to come up with some sort of compromise so that they don't ban it outright.
Have your kids ever tried a hookah back from you?
I do have one of my kids who is over 21 right now. And yeah, she has tried it and she likes it. She's not hooked. She's like everyone else who's interested in it and sees it. She's seen it in our family for ever since she was born. And she hasn't become a hookah smoker, but we'll sit together and I'll offer her some. She'll take a few puffs. She's like, thanks. And then like every other kid with their parents, she'll say, all right, time to dip, and she'll get out.
Do you have any favorite lounge here in LA area?
Yes, I do. My own backyard where I prepare the hookah, I clean the hookah, I make sure it's clean. The coals are ready when I want them to be ready, and nobody disturbs me. But going out to lounges, I just don't, because I don't go out much. I'm more of a homebody. Now, to take this question further, I love traveling, and whenever I travel, I can tell you lounges all over the world. In Miami, which is an awesome city, and I mean, we live in Southern California. I'd say the best place to live in the entire country, but it's a little quiet here. It's a little dead. We go to Miami, and it's just like nightlife and just a beautiful scenery, and it's always a party. Plus, I'll be on vacation. So I will go to like Sobe Hookah Lounge. He has several locations out there, and now they've been popping up more, and there are a few good lounges there that I want to try. I've seen their pictures. They look great. I don't want to name them because I haven't tried them. But if we go to, let's say, Czech Republic, what was it called? Loft number
8.
8. That's a great hookah experience. They have a DJ, they have karaoke, they have drinks.
Serve food.
They serve food.
And it's occasional in Czech Republic.
And they have 2 different levels. One is more of a loud, hip scene, but the above area is a restaurant with like fine dining. I mean, very excellent food. And so it's an excellent atmosphere.
You've told me that you were surprised by the hookah mixes all around the world. When you visit a lounge, you ask for surprise me. Do you remember the biggest surprise you've ever tried?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you that I've always had great experiences, for the most part, traveling and going to respectable hookah lounges. I don't remember because I don't dwell on my hookah. I don't sit there and look at it. It's more like I'm focused on the people that I'm with, having a good time, like, wow, this is a great hookah. Even if it's not that great, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me because we'll be having drinks and food.
And conversations.
Conversation and out somewhere where there's beautiful nightlife. Like, say, Dubai. Dubai has everything from traditional hookahs to modern hookahs. The Russians are invading Dubai in a big way, bringing in modern hookah techniques and tobacco and products. And so when I go there, it's always amazing. I mean, it's not about the hookah. Okay, a hookah is just one part of life and enjoying life. It's more about just enjoying your time as much as you can. And and just having fun and checking other people out, see what people are doing and what they're wearing, what they're eating, how, if they're having a good time. And then, you know what? Make friends, approach them and make friends.
I remember like 7 years ago, I was just fucking nobody in the international community, and I texted you, "Can I come over and check the warehouse?" "Yeah, no problem. Let's come." And I have a great story because when I first went here from Venice to Orange County, I used buses, and I missed one of my buses and try another one, and I ended up in Compton, and it was not a good place for foreign tourist, I would say. I feel really uncomfortable, so I just turn on my check data and lift me up and get me to John's.
Yeah, Compton. It's a great city. There's a lot of good people there, and yeah, it just looks a little funny if you're there. But I'm sure if you just started talking to the locals there, they would have welcomed you in open arms.
Okay, yeah.
No, seriously, seriously. Nowadays things are a lot better. People are a lot nicer. Just don't go there at night. All right.
Okay. Noted.
Okay. Yeah. What else? What else can we talk about?
We can talk about.
Actually, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I really want to emphasize that hookah is not about focusing on your hookah. No, it's more
about people and the culture.
Yeah.
Are you still connected to the Lebanese hookah community and the hookah culture, or you're just American hookah smoker?
That's a good question. It's interesting, and I haven't thought about that, but I'll tell you what it is. It goes on to what I'm saying. Hookah is available everywhere in Lebanon, but we don't go to hookah lounges in Lebanon. There's no such thing. It'll be a restaurant or nightlife, or it'll be a happening bar or nightclub.
So no specific place, but hookahs are there.
Hookah is always there, and yeah, it's different than here. They don't have the modern tobaccos that we smoke. It's same traditional tobaccos, and you don't even ask for brand. Even the people working there don't know what brand it is. I'll ask them, they'll ask what I like. I say, well, what do you have? And they'll just start saying 2 apples, grape, fruit. I'm like, whatever you want, it doesn't matter at that point. But the scene and the vibe is so amazing there that it doesn't just get me something to smoke, get me a nice hookah to smoke. And that's all that I need when I'm there.
And do you think that the hookah culture in the US is, let's say, like stagnating, that people are not much into it anymore? It's just a custom for them to smoke, and because back in 2009 in Czech Republic, when we started, we looked up in the US and say, oh, they have all these tobacco packing methods, all these brands, and we were like, yeah, we have to get our hands on them. But last 5 years, I wouldn't say there is something really interesting for me in the US hookah market. I can't remember a new brand, any new brands from here.
Okay, I think the people who go to hookah lounges are not hookah enthusiasts. Many of them don't smoke at home. They don't know much better as far as what they could possibly have in a hookah experience. But then again, I think they don't care. They're not going there just for the hookah. They're going for the vibe, the scene, which is great. That's fine. Like I said, don't focus too much on hookah. Smoke hookah, go out, enjoy it among people. If you want to be a hardcore enthusiast, that's great too. It's a great hobby. There's so many products out there and so many different ways you can do it. But again, be around people that you care about, that you'd like to be with and see once in a while. Enjoy hookah with them. Going back to now, if you can do both, a lot of hookah lounges, the hookah's not great. And maybe the vibe is great and the energy and everything, but the hookah's not great. But again, if I want to give an unsolicited advertisement for a lounge in Miami, it's just a great scene and great hookah. So if you can get both of them, like they do in Dubai, the Russian places, what are they called? Black Star Hookah Lounge, hookah markets or hookah place. I went there. Just they have everything: food, alcohol, ambiance. It's crowded in a comfortable way, and they make some of the best shishas in the world, in my opinion.
And that's the way I like it. when you go
Absolutely. When you get both. Yeah, because I've been to places that have great atmosphere and the hookah's not so great. And even though I said I don't want to dwell on it, I mean there's some that are pretty terrible. Okay. Yeah, I've been to places. I'm not going to name them, but they're, why are you serving hookah if you can't serve it right? Well, if you're not making, it's not a good presentation. But like I said, there are many that are doing it good. So if you travel the world, cities that I like, obviously in Russia, it's bigger than where I went. I went to St. Petersburg and Moscow. Very great experiences. In Germany, there's been great experiences. Brazil has great experiences. The good thing is, I know they have their restrictions, but somehow it doesn't matter. It's still happening, which is great. Miami, Dubai, well, Lebanon. Where did I miss? Around the world, you'll find in your travels places that are really great. Just do some research before.
Yeah. What can we expect from Hookah John in next months? Is there something new you want to import or your own products making?
Maybe more playing the guitar in my Instagram videos. I got that guitar in Japan. Oh, that's a market I didn't bring up. Japan is really cool too. Anything new in the works? There is. We're taking our website to the next level and having some more information on it, more products, more package deals and combinations, and a lot of savings in money, so making it easier for the consumer. New products. Yeah, there's always been some, but we're kind of lucky in that we have a lot of work and our hands are full, that we can't. The negative side of that is we can't.
Don't much time for R&D.
Yeah, not very much time for research and development. We have ideas all the time. Making them a reality is the challenge. So there's, in the next few months of Hookah John, I expect to be in this office as I normally am. But I'm traveling to a few more countries in the near future. I think not this year, but just, in January, I'll start traveling and showcasing my products at different expos around the world.
Have you ever thought about making like a second version of Flavor Saver?
No.
Or is it a legacy thing?
No, I think we'll be going more into to another more complex heat management system.
And I don't know if it's allowed here in California, but have you ever considered, let's say, tobacco and coal subscriptions? Like you pay every month, you get your package.
Yeah, it's stuff like that we're actually working on right now, along with the bundles and packages. It's hard for me to come up with something like a subscription because I think of myself as a consumer whenever I put anything out there. Would I do this? Okay, and if the answer is no, I don't do it. The problem is I'm not the same as everyone. So I have people working with me now to let me open up a little bit more and look into that is an idea. We haven't got to it. We might have a subscription soon. Because there are a lot of consumers out there that would like that. But me personally, I have one subscription. It's to the it's more of a membership to one winery only. Okay, and I've been on it for 10 years. I've never changed it, and I've never looked at another wine company. I'm not trying to advertise them right now because people think I'm associated with them. It's just my favorite product for drinking wine, and so of course I'm going to buy it. Send me a subscription. But see, one thing they do is they have so many different options that before it goes out, I go in and customize my option to what I want. So again, me personally as a consumer, I'm not into any subscription services.
Okay.
What do you think? Do people like subscription services?
You can see how many subscriptions people are getting these days, like Spotify, YouTube, and stuff like that, Netflix. In Czech Republic, it's not allowed to do it, like the tobacco subscription and stuff. But if it's allowed here, maybe it's worth a shot.
Yeah. The thing with those examples of subscriptions that you mentioned, you still get the option. I subscribe to Spotify, but it doesn't mean I have to listen to everything they put out there. So it's like almost you have to have it just to listen to what you want. You know,
Mhm.
I know there's other streaming devices, platforms.
And is it allowed, for example, the Hookah John mixes? You every month you do a different set of mixes and send it to the people. If it's legal to open the box and make your mix and repack it and then sell it.
No, you can't open and repackage, but I can make suggestions. This is what you try. Buy these 3 flavors and make a mix. And I like what I talked about earlier with the. I'm going to start doing some social media on that, trying to blend different tobaccos. And again, it's very basic. I mean, I gave away the idea right there. Take any flavors. It's not, find out what you like.
Of course.
But I should come up with one that I like and sell that as a package deal and say, do it just the way I tried it. I bet you will like it too. The thing is, you can't guarantee anyone's going to like what you like,
Yeah.
you know?
Nowadays, it's the hookah more a business or a hobby for you, or is it? It has been always connected.
Well, it's always connected. The hookah is running all day while I'm at work. We're always trying new products and new mixes and flavors, but it's both. It is definitely, it's more than a hobby.
Mhm.
And then, of course, it's business, and it's what we rely on. Um, but yeah, I think that for me, it's a lifestyle.
Mhm.
It's on, my hookah's on at work and after work, and it is my work. And I don't rest when I go home. I still work. My head's always coming up with ideas and improvements. So yeah, hookah's one of the most important parts of my life.
And the last questions to end up positive. What makes you happy these days, John? Do you consider yourself happy?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in a great place. Business is good. Um, I, my vices are somewhat healthy. Every man needs vices, right? Some people go to gambling or drugs or too much alcohol, let's say. Okay, men and people in general need vices. My vices are hookah, wine, food. And as long as I have my family around me, then I'm fine doing all of that.
Nice. So, please let's do a final message for our Czech audience. You've been there, you've seen everything. We had a great chat today. So, if you have if you have some words to say to our community or the worldwide community, this is your space.
Okay. It was a great pleasure to go to the Czech Republic and meet so many nice people. I see what they're doing as far as taking hookah to the next level in the Czech Republic. And it is different, even though, let's say, is it considered Eastern Europe? You'd say Eastern Europe, Slavic. Uh,
We hate it, but we are like the center of the Europe. But okay, let's say Eastern Europe.
Okay, so that's my point. Different than the rest of Eastern Europe in one way or another. And so the hookah experience was different as well. And that's what I like about traveling around the whole world. They take hookah, it's not the same. You're not going to get the same hookah experience in every country. But in the Czech Republic, they have their own way of doing it, their own culture is built into it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this growth pattern that the Czech Republic's been in hookah for many years now, at least 12 years. Say.
We started in the 90s, but
Oh.
like the modern hookah style come up in 2005.
Yes, and I'd like to see more glass work come out, more Czech Republic
Caesar.
bases, yeah, from other companies as well, and see if we can do something different with those products. But I do believe Czech Republic is one of those communities that can really add something different to the whole hookah culture worldwide.
Yeah. For example, we were the first ones to use silicon hoses.
Yeah,
Matthew's design.
that's right. That's right. Which is a positive thing. Now it's used everywhere, and you don't get any credit for that. Only you would remember that or know that, right?
You know,
I didn't know that.
I like to say that we have the best of both worlds from the east and from the west, because from 2009 up to 2015 we just looked west. That's why we have a lot of English words in our native hookah speech. That's why we use your like density packing methods, your products as well. But since 2015 we started to look east, and you know, in Czech Republic, the price of tobacco is really high. So we had to learn how to get the most out of the very least. And that's why we deep dive into physics, chemistry, heat management, packing, and mixology. So maybe these are the things with what makes us special.
Yes, definitely. Using your own culture, your own skills that were not hookah related, and bringing them so that it comes to fruition within the hookah experience. That's what I like about every country. And the Czech has a lot to offer when it comes out to a lot of craftsmanship, a lot of artisan work. So I'm looking forward to going back and seeing you there.
Thank you for your kind words. So will you accept my invitation for the next Hookah Talk show?
Yes, of course.
Let's do it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jacob.
Thank you so much, John, for having us here. Thank you for a great chat. And we will continue in this chat during the Hookah Talk show.
Excellent. Thank you, Jacob.
So,
thank you.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. Ahoy.